Monday. I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir. Welcome to another marvelous episode of Overreaction Monday. I am the governor of college football, and with me is a guy that needs no introduction, the mayor of college football, Downtown Nino Brown. Nino, you know what's crazy? Like, this week feels like one of those in-game weeks where we get to react to some madness because we had the spring games over the weekend, even though I was in Charlotte having the time of my life and I had to catch up a little bit later on some of these spring games. But yeah, it felt like a game week, man. So we're going to start this off. We're going to get right into the action. We got a lot to talk about tonight, so I ain't going to waste nobody's time. Let's do some spring game recap rapid fire. We're going to start off in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where Keelan Russell just put the entire nation on notice. Of course, it's a spring game. It's scripted. It's supposed to have a lot of success, but we've also seen it go the other way where players looked abysmal. But 4 touchdowns. I think he threw 1 interception, had 1 rushing touchdown. Ryan Williams, after the game, talking about he looked like number 12 looks like he's playing a video game out there. Talk to me about your instant reactions to the game. And let's answer the question of the day. Did he do enough to say that, hey, he's the starting quarterback moving forward now in Tuscaloosa, or do you want to see this thing battled out in fall camp?
I think he might have an edge as of right now. Like you said, 4 touchdowns, he had 1 interception. It just seemed like he was more locked in and understanding of the game plan and how the scheme goes, both with his arm and with his feet. Like he was getting plays done both through the air and on the ground. And then it seemed like in that second half of that A-Day game, Austin Mack got injured or whatever it may have been. Keelan Russell kept coming back out there. He kept playing. So it seems as though he's got the edge. And if this is any kind of injury, or maybe this was an excuse for Keelan the ball, Keelan Russell looks like he could be the better guy. I always said he was, the most talented in the room. It was just he had to put some size on. He was very, very skinny as a freshman. So when he first came in there, he put a little bit on, but I think he showed. Obviously, he wasn't getting hit. Nobody was hitting him.
For sure.
But I think his capability, what he brings to the game, he wasn't a top. I believe he was a top 10 quarterback. In the class, a top 10 quarterback in the class for no reason.
Right.
But I liked the fact that this wide receiver room is kind of surprisingly sneaky good. Ryan Williams took a hiatus last year. But it seems as though he put a hyphen in his name and found his game again. And he seems to be back leading that room. But Derek Meadows, I think, kind of lit a fire under Ryan Williams' ass. Like, bro, you don't want to step up, be the guy. I'll be the guy. I got no problem being the guy. And again, back-to-back years, Alabama went into the portal to get a dude. They got Horton this year, right? And they had gotten Bernard through the portal the year before. So they're stacked. And we saw the freshman, right? Morgan, I believe his young man name is. He kind of balled out. So it looks like this wide receiver from Alabama might be back to the old days, right? Maybe we have these 4 and 5 star playmakers that live up to the hype. But KT, what's been the problem with Alabama for the past few years that me and you consistently can't figure out why they can't have a dude? Like we know Alabama to do what? They turned out what on the offensive side of the ball every year?
Say that again.
Alabama turned out what every year when they were in their heyday, they were turning out every year a dude on the offensive side that was just going in the first round.
Yeah, absolutely. Skill position players, yes.
And it was a running back for year after year after year, and they haven't had it, and they've struggled, it seems, over the past 3 or 4 seasons to find a legit dude. I guess Daniel Hill is gonna be the guy. It seems as though he kind of took over the bulk of the carries last year, but in this game, 10 attempts for 31. I mean, that's better than I can't think of the other guy's name, but he had 10 to 12. I'm gonna go with the 10 for 31 is better production, but still 3.1 yards. It's not the best production. I don't want Keelan Russell to have to lead them on the ground as well as through the air, because I think that's going to be a problem for a first year starter in the quarterback, especially a young kid of his caliber. So I think he leads the room. KT, I don't know if he won the role right now, but I think he got a lead. I go like 65-35 Russell right now. in my eyes. But I'm surprised it's wide receiver room. I really am.
I think from a overall roster perspective, this is one of the most least talented Alabama rosters I've seen. Probably, probably since about 2014, if I'm being honest. But I did like a lot of what I seen Saturday. But we know how it is. It's scripted. Star players are supposed to show out and look good and make that faithful happy. It's just a lot of questions, man, and I'm not
Oh,
sure some of them gets answered until fall camp or maybe even when season starts.
yeah, I'm not sure either. I do like. I want to say one guy I like is another freshman was Edwards. I think his name is Jair Edwards DB freshman. He seemed to be all around the ball, flying around. So Alabama always has a stud DB. They,
Right.
they 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 always get a guy, and he seems like he could be this emergent guy as a freshman this season. But is this year is the first DeBoer recruiting class? This is like the end
Yeah.
of.
Yep.
So remember
This
I
is like,
said remember that thing I said who what was going to last longest Saban's last recruiting class or
but right.
DeBoer's turn. So he won, but I will see by how long, right?
Yeah, success there is different. Getting into the college football playoff, winning a game, and then getting annihilated the next game. Yeah, that fan base, the boosters, the donors are never happy about that. And then if you look at the SP Plus, man, I think what were they? They were like bottom 15, weren't they? Like
Yeah.
maybe like 20 or something like that on there. So doesn't say a lot about who you are as a team. Doesn't say about what you can do as a coach. With development and all of that. It's just like when we used to Alabama teams, we're used to Alabama teams, and we're going to move right along. So next stop, we're going to go to Gainesville, and D now agrees with you. He put number 2. That's his answer. So we see the swamp, and we know what I thought was a quarterback battle, but I had a feeling that all right, Philo is following his offensive coordinator. He should have a good indication that he's going to be given a legitimate opportunity to be the star down there. But the guy that stole the show this past weekend was Tramel Jones. Is it Tramel Jones? Is that how you say it?
Tramel Jones, yeah, Tramel.
Tramel Jones. Talk to me about what you've seen from this. John Summerall's first showing of what his team looks like. Are you impressed with what you've seen out of Florida Gators so far? And what were your takeaways?
I'm impressed by Summerall's demeanor. I'm impressed by how he wants to let these people know that I say these people, like these fans, this team, these players, that it's a privilege to play here. Like nobody's granted anything, and
Right.
after this is over, cool. You put on a show for the fans or whatever. Back to work. We got a lot of shit we got to fix and fine tune. So he's not taking anything for granted, and he knows that it's a work in progress, and he's not letting anybody take the pedal off the gas. So, with that being said, you mentioned Philo, and I was huge. I mentioned it to Moon when he signed. I says, "Yo, you guy, he went to go be the dude."
Right.
But Trammell Jones says, hold on a second. And he was highly recruited to Florida. He committed to
Right.
Florida State because of DJ Lagway. He knew that there was no chance. Why am I going to go do something to go sit the bench for no reason, right? Go to a room in Florida State where maybe I have a chance to get in there, maybe not.
Right.
But as soon as the door opened, right in, and the talent is through the roof, right? We saw that both, with his arm and on the ground. The thing with him is that I was super impressed about when you separate outside of Philo had 2 picks, Tremel didn't have any turnovers, right? Didn't make any mistakes. Multiple multiple long third downs. I know it's a spring game, but I'm talking 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17. This kid converted. Like, all right, you come in there. This is your first time taking over. Your dude had the edge coming in supposedly
Right.
over you because he was familiar with what the system was going to be, and you were just boom dunking and diving. You hit the new guy Mays, right? You were just boom Singleton. You placing the ball around. I really do like what Florida's got going on here. I know it kind of sounds repetitive from like 2 years ago. We said this with DJ Lagway when he was coming in, right?
Right.
But he's dynamic and electric, and I think Tremel Joe. Much as I love the bulldog and Philo and what he brings into a quarterback room, he's just he's a poor man's. I hate to say this in Moon and Florida and Georgia Tech fans probably gonna hate me, but I feel like he's like a poor man's Diego Pavia, and they don't need that right now. and they got something that can be super electric that can kind of spark them and bring they're revamping the swamp. They're doing the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to revamp this QB room and bring in something new, some fresh vibe. And I think Tremel Jones brings that vibe, bro. His pass to is it Vernell the third? Like you're bringing out with this kid, except you hit this kid in full speed. Like he got the speed and you hit him in full stride. He's accentuating the attributes and assets that these guys on his team bring. And I think he's a bet to win the starting job. I think Philo is a good experienced QB as a backup. If in the situation, he'll probably get some time. But I think Tremel Jones at this trajectory, I think he's taking over the QB1 battle right now.
The most interesting thing for me was to see what Buster Faulkner's system really looks like, because in Atlanta, at Bobby Dodd, Brent Key mantra is run the ball, and I feel like at times Georgia Tech became, they got predictable. Think about how well they started the season versus how they ended the season. Pitt went down there and beat the hell out of them, like in their house, because of predictability. So what was amazing for me to see this weekend in Gainesville is like, oh, Buster Faulkner got some nice passing concepts. They got some things that are really working, which, Brent Key's like, we're going to run the ball. We're going to play it safe. We got an outstanding, guy at running back, an outstanding quarterback that can run the ball. That's what we're going to do. But to see Buster Faulkner's evolution, I think was the most important thing for me, in all honesty. And I agree with you. I think Aaron Philo I think the gap is wider between Aaron Philo.
Oh yeah,
and
that he wanted
Trammell
to
Jones, and then Keelan Russell and Austin Mack, and Keelan Russell performed this weekend. So I just think that's honestly what you get. Go ahead.
What I liked was the fact that last year we saw, and Muno testified to it, we saw Haynes and that wide receiver room have to go in motion 1,000 times to try to get separate, get anything done. And we didn't see that in the spring game. I guess it's the spring game, but you didn't have to see Jaden Barr or any of these wide receivers have to go in motion 1,000 times to kind of get open, get in lanes and set up the offense. It was nice to see some freshness to Faulkner's offense here. And I think Jaden Barr brings a little extra to it as well, because he's that, he got that sauce, but he also got that power.
What's up, fellas?
How we doing, Moon?
Great to see y'all. Happy Overreaction Monday. Hey, this spring Saturday, Super Saturday was pretty fire, bro. I will say that. It was a lot to sit back and soak in. I heard y'all talking about the Florida situation, and you hit it right on the head. Where do we start? Because I got a lot of takeaways. John Summerall's DNA on his team is like rubbing off on them. They were more physical. The corners were coming up and tackling, putting their head down, getting dirty. I love to see that. But when you talk about the explosion, at the beginning of the game, I felt like they were being passive with Aaron Follow. It wasn't running back motions, more so. It was tight end motions, or like trying to get the ball out in space on the perimeter so you can attack on the outside. I saw that early. He had his mistakes, of course, but one of them was an interception off of a tip where he had it high. He threw the ball way too high. The other one, hey, I ain't gonna try to fault him. He did have some money throws, specifically like driving the ball down the field. It was one pass that he had deep middle of the field in the red zone, which I know that they love. He threw it right over the top of a defender and right on the money, and that's what I like to see overall. Eric Singleton Jr., bro, it's about time. Makai Mays probably more active than Eric Singleton, but it was good to see both of them going. If you're a Florida fan, you have to be happy because the offense is taking progressive strides forward. They keep moving forward in the right direction, and it's better than what we saw last year already. And I know that there may be inconsistencies. I don't think that this quarterback situation is going to get solved anytime soon, bro. It's going on to the season, and I wouldn't be surprised, KT, if it's like a dual quarterback situation when the season comes.
Oh, they better not pull that. I think.
I don't think he will.
I'm just saying. I'm just being honest.
They've done it before.
I just think the ship he runs I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Nah.
So tell me this. Tell me this. If you talk about if Florida actually does roll with the 2-quarterback system, which it's allegedly, but this is just going off of what my early indications are in knowing history with them doing it already at Georgia Tech. So both quarterbacks got a lot of action in the game. I think that the quarterback that got the most play was definitely Philo. You could see it. Like the distribution on the numbers is clearly Philo. But when Tramel got into the game, explosives all over the top. It felt like the offense opened up way more. So they're gonna need both of those elements in this offense. I think 2-quarterback situation might not be that bad.
John
He got
Summerall,
28 attempts,
if there was another coach, maybe John Summerall, he's not gonna run a 2-quarterback system. He's gonna pick a guy. He's gonna stick with a guy.
He non-committal now, though. He not trying to name a starter now. He said it's still a lot to be desired.
He don't want these guys to take the foot off the pedal and ease
Yeah.
up. Oh, I got QB1. They want it. Let's go grind. It's grind time.
As long as they don't bleed too far into fall camp, that's always been my thing. Like, we shouldn't be coming out last week of fall camp trying to decide what our starting quarterback is. Like, make a sound decision, stick with it. I like the Shane Beamer method. Like, make a decision, stick with it. Let's keep it moving. All right,
Hey.
rapid fire, guys. So
Real quick.
all right, go
I
ahead.
want to say, Komani McClain seems to be that dude. I think him and Johnson could be a top defensive DB duo in the SEC this year.
Love
Good
it.
call.
So this is rapid fire. So I'm gonna keep it brief. Talk to me about Pitt. What were some of your observations and your takeaway from there? We'll start with you, Nino.
Obviously, Mason's still the QB1. He limited. I think he threw a few less than 10 passes. He had a touchdown. It was what about Costa Kent? He had the trifecta. He had a false start. He had a drop pass, and then he had a touchdown. Then he cleaned it all up, and he had a little touchdown for in the offensive side of the ball. But the O line, man, they look consistent. They seem to be the best thing I think on the field, as if they're more cohesive unit out of any unit I read or was able to get sneak peeks about in the spring game. So I'm gonna go with that. They got a lot to figure out offensively. Their main wide receiver didn't even play. I think it's Hicks, right? He didn't play in the game, so it was more of the two guys that Mason's familiar with, and then the transfer that came in. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Mason's the guy, but got to clean things up.
Mo.
I echo everything Nino said. I would say the offensive line was the most consistent thing during the spring and the most consistent thing on the field.
Yeah.
I think that Malik Knight, he definitely took over. 2 most explosive plays, both touchdowns, 64, 84 yards. No, 86 yards, my fault. And he finished, 150 on a day? Unofficially.
West Carolina Catamoutes.
Born and raised on the playground. Hey, Coach Narduzzi, I think he got plenty of tricks up his sleeve, KT, for them in the remaining offseason, what that looks like in their program. But overall, like, to see, even though Blue Hicks didn't play, like, to see that they still had some cohesiveness with their team. They were able to get some connection going that was already there. Cam Sapp filled up some targets. He got some targets. Bryce Yates, Tony Kinsler. They already got that connection, like you mentioned. But I think that Coach Narduzzi just really put them boys under a stress test and said, final score was 46-10 if you're keeping track at home. But it's not really an indication of the whole day. It was only really 2 turnover-worthy plays in the entire practice. I guess you could say scrimmage, spring game.
That red zone INT though by Mason was ugly.
Not pretty.
That was ugly.
Not pretty, but it's another growth moment to learn from.
He ate it. He explained it.
Yeah. And you like to see him get active with that now and not wait.
Get it out. Get it out.
Yeah, that's my takeaways from Pitt, though. I think it's a lot to be excited about, just from the standpoint that the team is young. There's going to be some growing pains, and it's really just development right now for them.
Bet my mouse just died, so I gotta pull up my notes over before. Give me
We
a
got
second.
Syracuse.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Talk to me about Syracuse.
So
Syracuse.
5 quarterbacks took snaps, but it's really a Mario them led like a late game critical drive to secure a field goal and everything. But I think Fran Brown is in a situation where he said, after last year, dog, I'm not going to be in a situation where, I'm only have limited quarterback play. I got as many options as I could choose. This situation is Steve Angeli's job, in my opinion. Until he comes back, allegedly. But deeper than that, I think the main thing that Syracuse fans wanted to see is, can we fix the problem with our defensive line, the pass rush, getting pressure, and from the very jump, they did that. And Elijah Robinson is not there no more, and they brought in your guy Kears.
Hopper.
Listen, man. You said Hopper?
Oh boy, bro. Yeah, he was on, bro. He was in that game. Was he from Tulane, right? The Tulane transfer. Yeah, he was a force, man, in that game. But I mean, boom. 9-7.
I don't know, like
5 quarterbacks played, and one of them wasn't Angeli.
Hey, I got Angeli in the cupboard, but it's all an exhibition. It's like as long as you
Malachi
can.
Nelson went 1 for 4 for 3 yards.
That's Malachi Nelson for you. They also have Amari Odom. They got
Amari Odom is the only. Listen, I'm gonna go outside of Angeli. I think Amari Odom is the only, honest to goodness, decent quarterback on the roster.
I can rock with that.
I like what Amari Odom did on
I
that
saw
late
him a
game
lot.
drive, right, to win.
I saw him a lot. Yeah, so like he clutched up with them 2 outside throws. Like
Yeah, he had. There was 2 of them. One was on a back shoulder throw. One was on the sideline. He was looking good. Yari Hatcher looked great.
Yes, bro. Yes.
And if the fact that Calvin Russell is catching passes with a torn Achilles on a scooter is crazy.
It's
God bless
grind mode. Whatever you got to do.
Whatever they want to call it, right? Yeah, you can't be in a book, so you got to be on the field catching. So you got to do something.
Elevated mental reps.
But
taking it to the next level.
This
First 2
was-
series of the game, and you maintain pressure throughout the game. 2 turnovers. I like it. That's what my takeaway from the spring game for them is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Fran Brown in the hot seat?
scared. No. I think. See, so what happened here is Fran let Syracuse upper head filter in last year a little bit in his decision making, and you saw what happened. Now, I let you guys seep in a little bit, and this is what happened. Fran's back to his demeanor. Like he said, they're competitive. They're chirping at each other, but they're competitive leaders. Like the safety and a quarterback or the safety and running back is yelling at each other. You would think that they hate each other, he says, and then they're over there hugging on the sideline at the end of practice, and they're leading, the team chant to follow off to go off the field. So they're a cohesive unit. I just don't know if there's as much talent on the team right now as there was in previous years. And I honestly don't know how healthy Steve Angeli is and how big the gap is between Odom to Angeli.
Come on, Nino.
Right now.
Come on, we don't have to do this, bro.
I'm just saying.
We know what Angeli can do, though.
We do. We've seen it. We also know what Odom can do.
True. Conference USA champion. I can't take that away from him.
And coming into last year, we didn't know anything about Steve Angeli. We know a 3-game sample size at the end of Notre Dame. So
that's why I'm not gonna panic on quarterback position with Fran Brown. Like he'll figure it out like he always does.
We thought he was going to figure it out last year, though.
He just like he did with Kyle McCord, just like he did with Angeli before he got hurt.
Yeah, Angeli was playing lights out before the injury.
My problem is with this is he was ready to announce Ricky Weeks the savior. He was ready to rock with Ricky Weeks week 1. He did rock with Ricky Weeks week 1, didn't he? Angeli came in after the first couple of games, I thought.
Oh yeah, no, hold on, no. Ricky Collins.
That's it. Ricky Collins started, didn't he? Wasn't he the starter?
No. He was the leader, I think, coming out of spring camp. And then fall camp.
Okay.
Yes, because he was at ACC Media Days, and then fall camp.
I thought so. I thought that was the guy, and then all of a sudden it was Steve Angeli.
It was Angeli. The game he got hurt was lighting Clemson up.
I mean, we was there, bro.
Yeah, I was on the field, watching it. So, remember they kicked the onside after scoring a touchdown. Clemson was done right after that. So, health is a major concern. Though I agree with Nino on that perspective. Like, is he healthy? Because we all know Fran Brown gonna trust his gut. All right.
5 quarterbacks makes me concerned that he's not healthy. They
I see
brought
what
in
you're
a
saying.
plethora of quarterbacks,
Mhm.
and they all played. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to get reps. They didn't need Malachi Nelson. He's trash, man. I said it when you were gone. He went 1 for 4 for 3 yards, bro. When they don't have a true quarterback right now, and this dude couldn't.
Is that where
couldn't get any
Malachi
time.
Nelson is for real?
Yeah, he's BFI, bro. Waste management.
But it's development though. Like regardless of how we think of him as a player, it's development. Like
How many years you got to develop, bro? You a 5-star. It's not Super Mario. He's not developing to get to the box, bro, and get to start and become invincible, bro. It's past that time, I think. He might develop into being a good arena football guy.
Agreed, but if this is your last ride, then I want to go out with Fran Brown.
All right, maybe learn all you can, go be a coach or something. I don't know.
All right, let's move on. Colorado, give me a couple of thoughts. Let's not keep this too long-winded. Give me a couple of thoughts about Colorado.
Danny Scudero, he only had 2 receptions for 26 yards, but you can see what Danny Scudero brings to this offense.
Moore was saying that earlier.
Juju's obviously the quarterback one. He looked more comfortable. But one thing that I read and saw Coach Prime say, first time all these coaches had a headset on. So a lot of new coaches are in an atmosphere where they're kind of all trying to figure out what they're going to do. Something that you don't think about that he threw out there. Boo Carter, right? Boo Carter. So
Tennessee.
Yeah. He looking like he gonna be a problem, right? Boo Carter. And then Gibson, huh? Quentin Gibson, wide receiver for they got a little something going on in that wide receiver. If Juju can develop, I think that their offense could be. I think they're going to need to because they're going to need to put up points, but I think they could be a little bit of a problem early on if Juju can figure this out before the season starts, and kind of cross his T's and dot his I's. The talent there, it wasn't, a 5-star top 10 recruit for no reason in the quarterback class, but Colorado's got a lot of questions to answer too. Like, are they going to be able to finally run the ball? Is this offense going to be different compared to what we've seen over the past 2 years? They tried to replicate Shador last year. That obviously didn't work. Are we going to let Juju be him and not try to be the other guy? So I just feel like offensively they got a lot of questions. But Prime was on the field. Prime was out there with the DBs, hand on. So more hands on than he's been normally. So we'll have to see.
Mo.
I want to give credit first to Mojo Williams Jr., who got the final pick. And I think it was a highlight because it was more of a defensive type of game. Their defensive line has gotten better. They gotten bigger. The offensive line is still coming together. But I think the first series by Juju was, as good as you can hope for. The special teams showed up too for them. I give a lot of credit to the special teams.
You go.
I mean, it would have just been blank if it wasn't for them. The practices, it got better for them throughout the practices, and it built up. Cam Perry's still my star at the practices. I mean, it's like every time I look up, you can't guard this man. I think overall, the communication just has to get better overall, with the team. I think they're building in the right direction. I still have a lot that has to be seen, but I'm hopeful. I remain hopeful. I know before we started spring, I was not rocking with the Colorado train because I couldn't really wrap my mind around the go-go. But now that I got some time to spend time with the go-go and understand it, I think it could be explosive for Danny Scudero, Perry, Juju could start getting the ball out, faster. But their offense can evolve, and the defense, I think they'll continue to catch up. I think the defense is ahead of the offense.
Yeah. My concern with the go-go and Juju being so young, is he going to get into a first read and go? You know what I mean? Is he going to be able to go through his progressions? Because in the go-go, it's right. But is it going to be kind of like the Tennessee quarterbacks, like a Hendon Hooker, you know what I mean?
It's a similar, type of complex system where you have to understand, where your receivers are that get that chemistry. But you would say that their chemistry is good despite the overall performance of the spring game between receivers and Juju.
Yeah, the chemistry. Yes, I agree. But one thing I will say is small.
Yeah,
That team just looks small.
defensively on the defensive line has gotten bigger though.
Yeah, I'll give it. The line looks big on both sides of the ball, right? Like the offensive defensive line is pretty, but everybody else is super small. Like I just feel like everybody's little. Like Gibson's small. There's a lot of small dudes, and DBs are small.
Facts.
It's gonna be a test this year. I'll
Yeah,
tell
oh
you that.
yeah, it's gonna be a test for sure.
I think they gotta build. They're building, continuing to build a culture. I don't know what that looks like moving in 2026, but it's gonna be much watch, must see TV. I know that. I'm gonna be watching.
Back in 1993, I think it was, maybe 92, Buddy Ryan, God bless it dead, was the defense coordinator for the Houston Oilers.
Oh boy.
Houston Oilers ran a complex offense called the run and shoot. Well, that run and shoot kept going 3 and out, and Buddy Ryan got sick of it and punched Kevin Gilbride in his face.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Brendan Marion and Coach Prime are going to do that. There's going to come a point this season they're going to clash, like 1,000%. Like I truly believe that.
He has taken on a huge vocal role, Brendan Marion, in Colorado, and he's telling these kids they got to be accountable. Like I saw a couple of videos. He was like, "Yo, I can't come out here and give you a motivational speech every goddamn day. Like you got to be able to get up on your own. At some point, it just has to either be in you or it's not in you. Like we can't be motivating you every single day. So, I don't know if they'll get into I mean, every offensive coordinator and head coach butt heads, but I don't know if we'll get to that, where the water's boiling over on the pot between both of them, because I think they both have understanding of what they're doing. It's just my concern with Juju is he going to develop into a full-fledged quarterback in this offense, being this is what he's starting in? Because in this offense, when you want to get off as many plays as possible and it's quick plays, it's usually first read and go. Are you going to be able to go to progressions? If that first read is not there, are you just going to run? Like that, this is where I get. Oh, you're just going to throw the ball away. So, I don't know if this is the best system to first start out with as a young quarterback, but we will see. We're going to have to wait and see. If he can figure it out, man, it could be something. Like if he figures it out when he gets good and he's able to get past the first read and still read, but still run this quick offense and be able to read through progressions quickly. Ooh, watch out, because with the playmakers they got, damn.
All right, let's head down to Knoxville, Tennessee. I believe it's next on the scope, and we got a quarterback battle going there. We got George McIntyre, we got incumbent freshman Faison Brandon, and then Colorado transfer Ryan Staub. How do you feel about this quarterback room? I doubted Tennessee last year. I will not do it again this year because I did not think the Joey Aguilar experience would work, and indeed worked. How we feeling about Tennessee and that quarterback room so far? We'll start with you, Moon.
I think they just got to figure out how to master Josh Heupel's system. And like I say, development is going to be everything. First off, if I had to be a quarterback underneath Josh Heupel, like I'll be so stoked like every day just to see how much of a college football mind that he is. So like I know that's probably Heupel's biggest challenge right now, trying to figure out which one is progressing more in what areas than the other. You saw our guy Staub come out of nowhere, speaking of Colorado transition, and hit the play of the day, which was great to see. But I think it was it was tough already because of the amount of pressure that Jim Knowles was going to, bring. And the defense is loaded at Tennessee, bro. Retooled. I really feel like every level has some impact players on it. And, I love special teams, so that was good to see. I think one of the beauties of spring game is that, like, we get to see so many fans still come out and support their team. They were still like 50% capacity.
That was outside.
Outside.
Oh, everybody's outside.
Yeah.
And I think everybody got a chance to see, like, okay, who's gonna take ownership of this quarterback room? Who's gonna like adapt to the scheme the best? And then like ultimately, who's gonna be Heupel's guy? I don't think it's gonna get solved right now, but the defense is clearly ahead of the offense.
As it should be. With Jim Knowles as your defensive coordinator, a guy who had a down year last year, and Happy Valley, it absolutely should be. Nina, I think you're going to give me some pushback on your statement. What are you going to say?
No, I think the defense is definitely way ahead of the offense. I mean, you're looking at, you got Carter, Tiemann, Spillman, like those linebackers. Never mind, the youth and behind them. They ready to go, and those are like specific pieces to a Jim Knowles defense when you got
Right.
top tier linebacker play. So I think that, and you mentioned, is Fran Brown on the hot seat? Josh Heupel is on the damn hot seat. I'm sorry, but they let the best quarterback in this room walk out by the name of Jake Merklinger. Like, bro, he made it clear to McIntyre last year. Boy, I don't think you're ready. I'm going to go get a guy late in the portal because you're going to get my ass fired. And if he sticks with McIntyre again this year, I think he's going to get his ass fired. And I don't know that Faison Brandon is ready, but I think Faison Brandon is a better.
Just throw him in the fire, bro.
Fit.
Throw him in the fire.
Yes, and
let him cook. Let him cook.
I feel like, Moon, I'm going to beat the same drum. Is this offense the best offense for Faison Brandon? Or are we looking at a possible Joe Milton and Hendon Hooker 2.0? Because I feel like
where he leaves.
I feel like where's the quarterback that has gone on after Josh Heupel has been head coach of Tennessee and made it in the next level?
It's not gonna happen.
And I think that's the long game picture, and I appreciate you going there. It makes us think. I think he is the best solution, and just throw him in the fire now.
I agree, but I just don't know if he lasts more than this year for Tennessee. I don't know if
you give him playing time, he has a better chance to last.
They have weapons, I'll tell you that. They have the weapons in the wide receiver department. I just
that offense is the hardest offense to stop in the SEC. What it does to that 4-2-5 and the 4-2-5 swarm, the way it spreads you out, the tempo that it plays at. You've even seen somebody like a Lane Kiffin, who is born in like a spread raid mixture. What has he done recently? Is this what's working? We're going to run some of these veer concepts too. We're going to run a double wide stack as well because they can't keep up with it. But guess what we're going to do? A faster tempo. You know what I'm saying? In Baton Rouge, they're running 4, 5, 6 plays in a minute. That is incredible.
When does he have a year one starter, though? Well, this one, like Heupel. When was the last time Heupel had a guy who's got no starts under his belt?
There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure being in the SEC. And
he's got to go with Brandon.
Be a lot of pressure.
He's got to go.
But you have someone in the clip that can actually get the job done, especially since it's one of the most complex offenses to 4-2-5s. And I feel like Heupel knows that. Like, I think it's just going to be technique, fundamentals, mastery. But it's going to take some time. I just don't think he's going to let any of his cards, be from close to chest.
So you're telling me we're going with a Dylan Sampson type year, where Bishop and Sampson and Gordon's gonna be.
You talking about Javin?
Yeah, because I just can't see, and I'm not taking away from the kid.
Good, though.
I cannot see Faison Brandon throwing for 3,500 yards and 30 touchdowns in this offense in year. I feel like it's going to be a serious struggle for them to figure it out early on. He might get his feet wet and go through some growing pains, but you got to go with the horses.
But this is why the spring is so important. If he can see what we see, he will make the adjustment and go in that front office and talk to Coach Jim Knowles and be like, look, bro, I need you this year. Because, look, man, like, my offense is going to be either struggling.
I ain't gonna lie, Tim Banks did this thing the last few years. Granted, Knowles is a better DC. But, like I said, people be getting scapegoated all the time in college football. And Dabo Swinney might have met his match to go get Chad Morris, who I don't think is better than Streeter nor Garrett Riley. I think about to learn it. So, Tennessee, it happens fast. They play Furman. That'll be one warmer game. Then they got to go at Bobby Dodd. We'll be at that game, by the way. Kennesaw State, then goddamn the gauntlet. Texas, Auburn, Arkansas, Alabama. Yeah.
Can they just lean on the run game? Lean on the growth of the
Lean on the run game and let the kid develop. That's what you're going to have to do. I mean, the best thing I took out of there was the fact that Alvin Kamara was in the building.
Yes.
If he doesn't start, he loses him. If
Brandon
doesn't start, he loses him. And that's too much of a talent to bring in and not start him. I know he didn't do it with Nico, but he had some sort of a solution in place. He don't have a solution in place now. I know the kid went, 6 for 16 or whatever. Start him. Start him. But use your run game.
There's no experience in front of him either, so it's like they can't use, I got the experience guy in front of him.
Right.
McIntyre got no snaps.
And don't say Ryan Staub. Please don't say that, because I called that
if they roll out Ryan Staub, right? you gotta tell me that Heupel's candidate number 1 for the hot seat. He has to be. If you're rolling out the Colorado throwaway,
That's just that would just be criminal at that point.
That would be.
well, then why did you get him? Why did you go? The kid wasn't
Veteran
in the portal very
leadership.
long, and you went and got him for insurance, right? Which means you're not
veteran leadership.
I think it was veteran leadership. A cap arm, somebody that's a coach that can well around the quarterback room. Maybe the kids may be struggling with something. Ron stop. Yep, that's the only reason.
I guess 3 starts gets you veteran leadership. Cool.
Hey, but he was out there cooking. Hey, stop! Hey, don't do stop like that. He was out there cooking with the 3rd team, man.
But you know how, like,
3
in the,
years.
in the NFL, sometimes they go get somebody that's just been around. I just think it's that type of thing versus but that it's a damn good question. Mississippi State, let's go down to Starkville. I like a lot of what they've been able to do. Zach Arnett hated him as a head coach, hated what he did with the kid Rogers and to his family. But as a defensive coordinator, I think he's outstanding. What were your overall thoughts about Kamario Taylor? I thought AJ Swan looked good. No chance in hell he starts this year in Starkville. But give me your takeaways about the Mississippi State spring game. We'll start with you, Nino.
Kamario Taylor said it just as well. I'm going to say it. He played not well. He's got to fix things. There was just way too many mental errors, way too many just mechanical errors that he shouldn't be having at this point after having those starts last year. Fluff Botwell, boy, about to get jiggy, huh? Not only can he run between the tackles on the outside, but my alma man got a gun on him, 75-yard touchdown pass, right? It wasn't the prettiest ball coming up. I got caught, and it went for the tutty, but it's year 3 in the Levy season, right? Fellas, it's time to shit or get off the fucking pot.
Yeah.
And I think you got the talent to do it, but man, we need to figure it out because we've been through some shit in Mississippi State for a few years, like you mentioned about, Arnett and what he did to the gentleman beforehand. Rogers kicking him out, want him, don't want him. We got to figure it out. Even year 1 with Levy was kind of like, I don't know if he's the right guy. A little better last year. We started to see it turn around. Kamario Taylor started to show us a little promise, but man, it's time. It's time where the Bulldogs faithful need something to grab onto. Know that we're going in the right direction. Stop the mediocrity. Stop the bleeding. Put a fucking tourniquet on and let's turn this thing around, because if you're going to put that product in spring on the field, I know it's spring moon, right? But I was expecting Taylor to look a little bit better than that, right?
Of course.
I'm happy with what's his face, my boy San Francisco McGee, right? He filling in that room. All right, in a room where he couldn't eat last year. Now it seems to be okay. I'm going to be the guy, right? Because everybody else kind of left. But man, we need to. I need to see this not the go-go offense. Not as many plays as go-go, but I need to see.
They need to be pushing at least 75, 80, 85 plays plus.
They go fast. He went fast in Oklahoma. Levy goes fast. Kamario Taylor is the guy to run the system. But if he looks like that, and granted, in this
you ain't going to be
spring,
running fast like that.
Your defense should be ahead of your offense because they know your damn plays. They know your calls. They know your signals. They should be ahead. But he looked awful.
It was basics, though, KT.
Yeah.
It was basics.
vanilla.
Like when you're in a red zone and you almost get pick 6 because you're trying to force something that you know you should not do, right? When you know where the guy's supposed to be and you just decide because you got a little bit of heat coming out, you're going to and now it makes it look like it's the wide receiver's fault, but it's your fault.
Right.
That shit shouldn't happen. Now after you've had some experience under your belt. You know what I mean? That's like first year shit. Again, I hope he takes that Marcel Reed step. I believe he should be able to take that Marcel Reed step like we saw Marcel Reed had a few starts, and then he got the start, and we started to see it go forward. But Marcel Reed had a good spring. That spring game, he looked good. There was hype around it. You can't even hit the buzzer for my guy. I was the guy typing Kamario Taylor. He was going to be my SEC guy this year, right? I still back on him.
He still is, bro. He's still in the competition.
I'm a little nervous. I'm a little bit nervous. That's all. He needs to be the catalyst to this offense. If this guy's on his P's and Q's, man, they could be something special.
If he has a bad fall camp, now we're talking. He'll clean it up. We remember Blake Shapen had the outstanding spring camp a few seasons ago there. Lebby will get with him. They'll get it correct, but he's got to get it together. UL Monroe, Minnesota, South Carolina, Missouri, Alabama, LSU, Oklahoma, Texas, Vandy, Auburn, Tennessee Tech, Ole Miss. If they
Gotta
want
get together in camp.
yeah,
There's no
it
getting
has to
together.
happen. Yeah, it has to happen.
Because I think 2 bad games off the rip and you're swanning it up, baby.
it's
Where they have hope is the fact that their offensive line took definitely a step forward throughout the spring camp. Even though they had a stretch in the game where they gave up, scrimmage, where they gave up back-to-back sacks.
That's on him, though.
It is on him. It's 100% on him. But where you get encouraged is because of the offensive line. Like, if he could just learn how to play within himself, like, you don't have to do the most, because I think Zach Arnett coming back is going to pay massive dividends.
oh yeah,
So they don't.
he's a great
they
defense
don't-
coordinator.
Yes. So I think that defense can stabilize them, but they're just gonna need him to not play outside of himself, just play within himself. Him going to media day cycle, hopefully, it's gonna give him more confidence, more leadership opportunities. I mean, he's still a kid, like, So I kind of took this spring game cycle kind of minimal, but spring camp as a whole, I feel like I give him a solid grade. I give him a B for what I wanted to see. Still nervous a little bit, like Nino said, but.
No, my comp for him is I don't like to cross sports because it doesn't usually work. But he's like Rip Hamilton coming into the league for me. Rip Hamilton just moved around too damn much, like Zay Flowers. Sometimes it was too. You never stopped. It was too much movement for your own good, right? Once they started to figure it out and slow down a little bit, what happened? Rip Hamilton became one of the best defenders in the game. He was one of the best playoff scorers, like for Detroit.
Yeah,
This kid, once it starts to slow down, I think he knows now he's the guy. He's in that leadership role. It's year 2 for him. He's kind of taking over. He's going to be the dude. He's the main guy that everybody's talking about outside of Fluff out of Mississippi State. You know what I mean? So, like, it's a lot of pressure. I don't know if he was ready for it maybe in the spring or whatever it may be, but I think he's got to figure it out, calm down, get the jitters out, and get back on the straight and narrow and kind of give us a little bit more of that what we saw at the end of the year instead of what we saw in the beginning of spring.
let me
big
tell
shout
you
out to Kelly Jones
what
too.
every Mississippi State fan, like I'm talking about true fan, like Fanatic did after the spring game. Who's this AJ Swan kid?
Yeah.
Let me go do some research on him. Now, this shouldn't be a quarterback battle. Do you guys think it can become one?
If he pushes him in fall camp and Lebby is in the position where he say, "Hey, look, man, I just want to win," like it might come to that point, but that would have to be like he would take.
This is a
massive
QB friendly
steps
system.
backwards.
Like, this isn't an excuse that DJ Lagway have in a system that just wasn't QB friendly at all. Jeff Lebby's system is a very quarterback friendly system.
Yeah.
Taylor needs to push the envelope forward. Like he got to
does.
push the progression and the development forward. Even if it's at a slow development, if the development plateaus, Swan,
AJ,
he got to
AJ
get
gonna
to
push
Swan.
him, man. AJ,
You know what I'm saying?
push him.
Swan's already
Yeah.
developing. He got to get
Right.
to that. When I
He
think
does.
bringing Swan in was kind of like the fire. Again, like you said, a coach, talk to him, chirp him, let him see things from a different angle, a different quarterback view. But don't get it twisted. Swan's still there, like,
He's
I
there
gotta
to start.
stay, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
he's there to start. Oh,
you
this is
know
what we
what?
doing?
You ain't closing the door, homie. I'm gonna kick my fucking foot in. You know, like so.
You got 14 bricks in that bag?
Yeah, right. What's cooking?
Yeah, Swan not playing around. All right, last but not least, let's talk a little bit about Purdue. Barry Odom going into a second year there. Seemed like it's been a dumpster fire there for the better part of almost 3 to 4 years now. How do you guys feel about them wrapping up their spring?
I mentioned shit or get off the pot. It's Brian Brown's. Been a Brian Brown fan since he came in his class. So
Man is loaded, man.
it's shit or get off the pot. You got to figure it out, right? We had this was last year.
Right.
There were games
entire
you
year.
saw and you were like, oh, okay, maybe he figured it out. And then the next game we go throw three interceptions in the first half. So it's like, nah, bro. Like we gotta hone in on the craft, get a little better. Apparently through the spring, he's gotten, seems to be progressing well. He looked good in the spring game. Denson was the bright spot defensively, right? I think he had a sack,
absolutely.
two tackles for loss, and a
Absolutely.
pass breakup. So Denson's the guy. He was the guy that I was.
And you just kind of looked up and found that. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
right. No.
So
Hey, wait.
I'll go with that. But like the former Army, former Georgia Bulldog, linebacker. I'm gonna mess his name up, but Elio Mondozzi. Is that how you say it? Monodozzi.
I think he
Elio.
close.
Yeah, he was.
He
He's a
played
guy
with his hair on
balled out
fire.
for Purdue. So it was more defensively for me. I feel like the
Yeah.
defensive side of the ball. We all say that defense is ahead, but they looked like they were dialed in, oiled machine, hungry defensively. Brownie, it's only going to tune him up, but I don't know if Brownie's ever going to live up to the standard that I wanted him to live up to. Drew Brees ain't walking through that door anytime soon. You know what I mean? And it's kind of been like that for quite some time now. But
Hell, Kyle Orton ain't walking through that door either.
shit. But Brian Brown, he fits that typical quarterback, the NFL typical quarterback. You know, big bodied, you know, over the shoulder throw, his pocket pass that works well in the pocket. But he's a guy that never finishes develop. I feel like over these couple of years, he's never finished and developed the traits. He's kind of developed a little bit, moved on to the next one, developed a little, never got all of it. You know what I mean?
He still got some things that's lacking. Some elements is still lacking, but then in other areas he did take a step forward. Like I think he took a step forward in just overall leadership. You could tell he has a command. I think he's gonna get more opportunities to work with this coaching staff over the course of time. That's gonna be beneficial for him because I don't want to say he rules the world right now for Purdue, but like, what other option do we got right now? All hope for Purdue football is on Ryan Brown, like, and what he can do now.
Facts.
I think with the severe drop off behind him, he is the last option. So, I mean, Chuba seems like a good, decent backup, but.
He's kind of
Skill
been a
position-
journeyman everywhere now, right?
Yeah, the skill positions, man, it's still coming together. Still like love. Offensive line it looks the part. It looks the part. But are they gonna actually play like it looks the part though? That's my biggest question, especially with this Big Ten schedule. Where they lack size, I feel like they didn't open up as many running lanes as I hope for in the spring game, which was kind of concerning. But you look at the depth chart for them, it's all big dudes. It's all over 300 plus pounds. So it's like 6'6", 6'6", 6'4". Like, I want them to be more physical. And if they can lean in and take a lot of pressure off of Ryan, then I think things could be better for Purdue. They got a set of linebackers, though, that they can build around. And I think that with their defense, maybe the defense will be can bail Ryan out a lot, and they could be turnover centric in 2026, and hopefully have the luck. I don't want to say the luck of the Irish, but hopefully have some luck.
I would like to see Busy Owens get busy, the Penn
Good
wide
call,
receiver,
good call.
right? He I didn't really get to see much about it in the spring game, but I think he could be someone that Brownie can get a connection with, obviously, and Xavier Townsend. But you're looking at a whole new wide receiver. This kid's working with, brand new receivers, 1 through 3, as well as a tight end. So it's like 2 out of the 5 linemen, brand new. Got to get used to it. Got to get used to his cadence and everything that's going. So for a guy that's kind of developing on his own while trying to get on the same page with moving pieces on the offense, it's not really the easiest recipe for success. Let's leave it at that.
They're gonna have to get better in the trenches, and I think they took a step forward in that direction this spring camp. And I know Barry Odom was not happy about that last year at all, because they was getting bullied.
It might be the same thing again, though.
I got hope, but I look at the schedule and that gets obliterated.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So let's talk about you guys' 2026 impact freshman spring season wrapped up. You guys know my rule. I don't care how quality of a recruit you are. I don't care how many chips you got in your blue chip. But I want to see you do it at this level. I don't pay attention much to high school recruiting at all. So who are some of you guys that you are watching headed into the 2026 college football season?
I got 4. Moon.
Go ahead.
I'll just rip them off, and then you can rip your 4 off. I won't get into detail about them because we tend to go long. But we talk quarterbacks. Jared Curtis, I think.
Oh yeah.
You want to talk about impact? I think step in day one impact player.
Immediate.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 star. I don't know. It don't matter how many stars you want to give him. I think he's an immediate impact player. When a dude who's a 5-star comes out and says, and let me quote that there's only been 3 things that come out of Nixon, Missouri: beer, cigarettes, Jason Bourne, and Jackson Cantwell. Boy, Miami got themselves a motherfucking dog on the line. That boy about to be a problem. He about to start week 1, and who knows he about to hurt people's feelings. I'm gonna go out of Tennessee.
You ain't lying, good brother. You ain't lying.
You don't know who the quarterback's going to be, but I do know that there could be an impact player. It may not be week 1, but it's somewhere in the middle of this season. TK Keys is going to be an impact player at 6'2", 200 pounds. They're going to scheme up. They're going to have packages for this kid by midseason. He is going to be an impact freshman. And in my last one, I'm going to go defense here. I'm going to go all the way across country. Because I feel like it's a glorious day. Gavin Day, safety out of Washington. Well, this kid got speed, awareness, hands, athleticism, and he is winning in the spring battles so far for the Huskies. I think this kid, day 1, impact player, could even be your SAF 1 by the time week 1 starts. So those are my 4.
Hey, a little flavor from him. Season. You took my carrot, Jared Curtis, but I already knew you was gonna go there.
He's a muscle on everybody's list.
Shadarian Morgan, possible. I mean, wait, Alabama's got cooking up right now. Why not have the rich get richer, and why not have an absolutely loaded wide receiver core? I'll keep it simple. Well, Alabama came out in trips in the spring game and did a switch release between the 2 inside wide receivers. Big explosive play over the top. Keelan Russell, just flick it with your wrist. Like, at that point, I'm looking at any wide receiver. We saw a lot Zaire Brooks come on as a freshman last year. I think the same could be the case for the next gen stud coming in the Alabama wide receiver core. I'm going to go Jackson as well, because I feel like he should get mentioned twice. If they solidify that again on the outside, I just think that does wonders for their run game, the comfort of Darian Mensah, for the, just overall protection, solidifying it, especially after Francis leaves. It's kind of like, I don't want to say it's limited drop-off, when you have another one coming in like that, especially being rated so high. I like that a lot. CJ Hendrick. I mean, the fact that you can think about a world that exists where Julian Sand is going to be thrown on one side, Jeremiah Smith, on another side, Chris Henry Jr. Like that's ridiculous to think about. And I'll say the last one is Zion Ely from Maryland. I just think that Mike Locksley's job is on the line, even though people don't want to talk about it. But it's going to depend on the defense maintaining that same form that they had at the first 5 weeks of the season. First 5 weeks of the season, Maryland's defense looked like they could be cream of the crop in the country, top 25. And then it's like they just fell down the cliff. Offense did their own thing. So I'm looking at, can they get pass rush? Can the group as a whole take the next step up? Because they got a lot of youth on the defensive line right now. We're just waiting to pop. Can Zion Ely be the firecracker that's mixed into the TNT bag that just explodes and Maryland get upwards of 40, 50 sacks this year? I don't know. A man can wish. Those are my freshmen.
You said a man can wish. Asked an important question earlier. Like, Alabama's run game was so bad last year, and of course they still got Daniel Hill. What do you average? 3.8 yards per carry in college? 3.1. Which was abysmal. A guy that I was hoping to see in A-Day, still injured, is Xavier Crowell. EJ Crowell, as some people call him. I want to see what he looks like fall camp. Can he take the reins? They need an explosive guy at running back. It really hit the nail on the head. When the last time they had a really explosive guy?
Is AK Deer there? Is AK Deer at Alabama?
Let me see.
I thought he went to Alabama. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been known to be wrong many a times, but
yeah, he's there.
Isn't he a 5-star, Moon? That kid hasn't took what? How many snaps did it take Florida State?
Allegedly, yeah. It wasn't a lot. I mean, they didn't really know what they had.
He was a freshman last year, right?
Yeah, but I think Daniel Hill, like he's the most experienced option in the backfield right now, right? So
Yeah, he was the he came on in the last 5-6 games of the year for Alabama when they were struggling on the back of a milk carton to find a run game.
Yeah, they couldn't run rock at all.
physicality is going to be needed, but it's all going to come down to what Casey said. Like, can he get healthy? Can they get him out there fall camp, get him adjusted, and get him in a upward momentum?
I haven't seen the updated depth chart either, and it's bothering me.
They had one of the worst rushing attacks in all of college football last year. That was their Achilles heels. Like
Them and Texas.
Them in Texas.
Both.
And then the crazy part about it is
Texas had all injuries.
Hollywood Smothers got stolen away from Alabama to Texas. So
yeah, they thought they had their guy.
they thought they had it. They thought if we had Hollywood Smothers on the, a man could wish. It's crazy. But Alabama's rushing attack, I love the
Doo-Doo Brown.
Yeah.
Doo-Doo Brown.
Offensive line look good though. Well, in certain instances, they look good. The outside tackle, I think his number was 71. He got beat on a pressure where the defensive line got up under him and then came back inside. Easy sack. It would have been a sack, but instead it's a touchdown in the spring game. So, it's those type of things. But I think that their offensive line will be better, hopefully. But Grubb seems to be in his bag right now. I'm just going to say.
He's going to need to be. He's definitely going to need to be. So we got one more story to talk about before we get up out of here. Just give me a couple of thoughts.
Kentucky, yo.
Yeah. Talk to me.
They ended up landing the number 2 quarterback in the 2027 class. Will Stein and the Wildcats got the commitment from Jake Narot yesterday. He's the number 2 quarterback in the 2027 out of John Hershey High School in Illinois. A big get for Kentucky in their recruiting, as he wants to try to build a quarterback pipeline for real. So, what's y'all guys' thoughts on this? Because I think this is a slam dunk. Hopefully he stays, because, like Casey said, you don't really pay attention to recruiting as much, but allegedly, it looks like things are trending upward.
You couldn't have told me I was going to wake up in this 2026 saga of college football. And what time was going, and his first year as head coach was going to pull a number 2 quarterback. Boy, look, let's just go through some classes. Cutter Bali, 38. Kaya, I don't even know his last name. Kaya Sultan was QB in 2023, was QB 56. Okay. Bo Allen was QB 64 in 2019. This is off the top of my head, folks. Dude, they haven't had a quarterback of this caliber, not even through the transfer portal. Will Levis wasn't even a top 10 quarterback in his class when they got him from Penn State.
It's been a while.
They haven't had a quarterback of this caliber in my lifetime.
Hopefully he stays, bro.
If they can retain this guy and keep him, bro, watch out. Kentucky is built. I think people are starting to buy into the Will Stein mantra.
Oh, yeah.
What they're doing out there. Bro, this is enormous. Like, Iowa was in the mix for this kid, and he told Iowa, not today. I'm going to go in the bluegrass, baby. Let's go. I think this is huge. I think you're going to see more big names in other positions commit to Kentucky following this. This kid is legit. This is a home run.
You think he better than Curtis coming out in 2026?
I don't know if he's better than Curtis. Is a bigger bodied kid.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
Yeah, I think Curtis is built right now for the bullets flying. He could stand in the pocket. Like this kid's got better legs, better pocket awareness. I think to come up and down, but I think Curtis is built to be plugged in right off the rip right now. I don't know if this guy coming in can take over, but I'm telling you,
it's 2027. We got time.
Yeah, you got time, and again, I have time to lose him as well. But what I'm trying to say is, right now, this guy and what they did in the portal, they won 80 Kentucky Wildcats football real quick.
Hey, listen, bro. They have essentially created a mulligan situation for them this year. Like, I'm grading Kentucky on a curve because of this commitment. All right. Go ahead.
My frustration is this. Where in the hell was this investment when Mark Stoops was there? You're going to see the same damn thing in Fayetteville, Arkansas, when you see Ryan Silverfield land these elite recruits. Where the hell was the investment when Sam Pittman was there? This is my frustration with these programs, bro. They do a lot of political BS. They wanted Stoops out. Pittman should have been gone a long time ago, but all of a sudden now resources pop out of nowhere. Where are they pulling the resources from?
That's my rebuttal to that one. Hold on. I agree with you over the past couple years. But what did Mark Stoops bring in when he was recruiting, when he had the money? Like before it was politics, when they brought him in, he was the hot new thing in Kentucky. Who did he bring in? Who was his hot recruit?
That was a different era.
I'll give it to you, but you still had to recruit, right? You know what I mean?
You still had to recruit. And winning, mattered in recruiting back there and finding different ways to.
They hit the portal. I'm not
put the money under the table.
But they went out and got Chip Trahan, right? And he did well for them. Like they went out and got names.
Right.
It's just they didn't get,
Yeah,
they didn't have to though. They just needed to plug in the right pieces.
Yeah,
and be precise in the attack.
They're finding money because they have their guy. They got the guy there that they want there. So all of a sudden, money just starts.
My other thing is Mark Stoops is a good coach. But how good is he without a top tier OC?
Dang, that's the punch that you was gonna land. I was gonna land the punch of like, is Mark Stoops, or did Kentucky believe that Mark Stoops was the coach to take them into this next era of NIL and investing and all of this? Because I would have said no, clearly based on what they did.
No, but he had to get them there. He had to get them to respectability. They weren't even fucking respected before he got there.
Yeah, but you can't go into NIL with a new face that don't know. You got to go with, some experience walking into it.
He's like a shiny new toy, man.
He just, I don't know. I feel like, KT, I feel like Mark Stoops is on that gray line of no country for old men.
Yeah, he
very well so could be. But he didn't have the proper investment. That's
no,
all
he
I'm
didn't.
saying.
He didn't. And they see the thing is though, but this might be a little bit of the Kentucky fan in me. He wasn't bringing no oomph, no flair, no fire. Once guy comes in, and if Mark Stoops went out and recruited hard for one kid, just some kind of fire in the past 3 or 4 years, right? Which would be, woo! Look at Kentucky dropping this guy. Not saying he's number 2, but if they got the top 5 runner, a guy in the top 5 in a running back room, or a top 25 wide receiver, there's something that caliber, and he was pushing, and there was some kind of buzz around Kentucky. Then maybe to
his defense, he had to recruit up against Nick Saban. He had to recruit against.
Yeah, but every team has to recruit.
That's
being in
that's
the
a fact.
SEC, you're gonna have to deal with the consequences of that, though. Because
for sure,
everybody likes those destinations more.
USC got Booby Feaster, bro. like I understand Ohio State got Chris, but I'm just saying, he could have been in Alabama, right?
Here's my thing. Look at where Texas Tech is now with the investment before, when they didn't have the investment. Like, we thinking that Joy, McGuire is going to come out and have this year. Well, out there, what was that, 2022, 2023, and they kind of laid an egg. You know what I'm saying? It might have been 22. No,
it was 22, but when that was the first year with the big NIL money, and he hadn't figured out how to play the game.
Right.
You put Joe McGuire at the table with one eye open and one finger on the other hand closed. He was trying to play cards like this. You can't play cards like
And Cody Campbell figured it the hell out.
And gave him the answers.
Let's get this money in.
Yeah. But there was nobody in Kentucky to figure it out.
It's just frustrating. Yeah, I would agree with a few of the statements you said. Who Stoops had to win up against, and sometimes that guy's just a bridge guy over troubled water. But he's not going to take them to the next plateau. And maybe Will Stein will, but do not be surprised. And I'm just going to send you guys a bunch of eye emojis when Ryan Silverfield lands a fucking haymaker recruit, and I'm going to say, here it is. Here it is. Just, these schools are corny, man.
Wait a minute. Didn't Sam Pittman, KJ Jefferson was a big recruit? He landed that motherfucker.
It was, and they produced his first year there.
And then what happened? Because KJ Jefferson was still there, got heavier.
He was still there.
Not in fact, but got bigger. He got heavier into oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's Pittman's fault.
No, I don't think
So
so.
sometimes and here's the other thing, Liam Cohen, I was there. They were really good on offense, right? Liam Cohen leaves. No good. Liam Cohen comes back, really good on offense again. So when the common denominator sticks out like a sore thumb, then you start to say, "Oh, is he really the main piece, or is he just the guy that keeps everything in checks
Here's
and
the
balances?"
thing: Kentucky roster construction last year was so damn awful. I mean, abysmal. The worst
Who's that
roster.
on though?
We can say coach, but we can also say resources. I bet you if we looked at what they spent on their roster this year versus what they spent on their roster last year, you will see at least a 35% increase on what they spent, the expenditures. I guarantee it.
They didn't even try to keep either one of their
to the party,
receivers, bro.
Huh?
They let Key and Brown go, bro. Like, you could have gave that money to one of them guys.
Yeah, they didn't. They refused to.
They lost Dante Dowdell too.
They wanted him to fail, which he did. He fell 1 game short of and then the guy that's the new GM at Louisville, he saw this coming and he said, "I'm out of here. I'm gone." And Vance, what's his name? Vance something. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm happy for Will Stein. I'm happy for Kentucky fans. I do want them to yield the results. It's just I don't like when some of these schools play this political game. I don't. But yeah, you guys got anything else you want to add before we get up?
I agree that there's political in it. I agree. But sometimes I think the political fact comes in when you're not keeping up to your standards.
Yeah, for sure.
So
For sure.
When you dip, and the only guy that gets it, and I don't know why, we haven't figured it out yet. The only guy that gets a pass is Dabo. They just give him a pass. It don't matter what he does. They just give him a pass, right? Like, because we've seen substandard years, and he gets a pass.
I mean, Dabo is looked at as like I don't even want to say it, bro.
No, I understand.
Dabo
he got a statue without having a statue already. I get it.
Yeah. He's South Carolina. Two things.
But my problem is
what was it? 2016, 2018 got 2 of them things. but I think he's gonna go Kyle Winahan. Yeah.
And Dabo
we're going on a decade ago though.
Yeah.
You can't be living on a decade.
But listen, it was still the college football playoff era.
Yeah.
No,
he's gonna go. He's gonna go Kyle Winahan though. He's gonna leave before they kick him out. He's not gonna overstay his welcome.
He's already overstayed his welcome. That's the problem.
But that's to the outside people.
Who they gonna replace him with?
Oh, I know. But if we keep playing this game, then we might as well let these guys stay till they rock. But if they can't,
right.
When's the last time they won the ACC?
2020.
Was it 2023?
21? 20?
Let me look. Hold on.
21.
That's 5 years.
No, we're tripping. They won 2025.
2024.
yeah, 2025.
They won last year?
Yeah. They beat SMU in the championship. I'm bugging. Yeah. They did.
Oh, they won the regular season or they won the championship? They were in the
No, they won the championship.
Yeah, they won the championship.
They won
we were
they
there.
made the college football playoff.
Yeah, because they
over
won the
SMU
championship.
because they won the championship.
Yeah, but SMU also made it too. But I think
they were in the playoff this year.
Not this past year, the year before.
2024 season. Yeah.
Dabo is not on the hot seat as much as people want to say he is.
I don't think he is either. But I think he'll leave before another 9-4 year. I think he's gone. I think he leaves. I don't think he stays.
Hey,
Where it goes, I'm not sure.
9-4 for Clemson. The sky is falling still, but you know that meant without Jalen.
It's crazy to me how we're just letting these coaches live on decades ago success.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, you put 2 of the things up, and a sport that's hard to win in.
Man, why you got so much smoke with Dabo, bro?
Cause he won't use the pool.
You need to just have like a rapid fire one piece. Just mono.
No, they won. All right, so they won the ACC by
split screen
by default because SMU probably had to travel. That was the first year in. They had to travel the country like 3,000 miles to play football.
That's a fact.
All right, and God forbid the ACC was god awful terrible. It was probably 2 good teams that year, right? But wasn't Louisville 2?
Yeah, Louisville beat them at home. I witnessed it with my.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Louisville was out of the playoffs though, but yeah, they did. They did.
They had another loss. They stumbled.
Yeah.
Bro, Dabo is Mr. Stick it to the script, but the script ain't working.
It's not working at all.
But who did he learn from though? Who he learned from? Coach Saban.
Tarnished gold diamond earrings in that are so old that are green now, bro. They gotta like clean them up. They're tarnished so bad. You gotta that even you put it in a jewelry cleaner, still ain't coming shiny, bro.
You talking about the rings?
I'm talking about what he's living off of. The rings.
Bruh,
The earrings.
I gotta take you to Clemson this year on the tour. We gotta go to Clemson. You know, me and you. We'll show you a good time.
How many current college football coaches have a national championship as a head coach?
I think it's minimal. Like when Ryan Day won, Dabo,
Kirby Smart, Kirk Cincinnati.
Yeah, Kirk Cincinnati. Damn. I'm sorry.
So if you win a natty, you can do no wrong. I don't.
No. I don't agree with that. We seen what happened with
I was about to say Harbaugh, but
Ed
Harbaugh didn't
Orgeron, but yeah. So we seen what happened there.
Look what they did to my boy Miami, bro. The young boy, he was gray haired then, but they ran him out because of all the scandals. He won natties. They ran his ass right the hell out of there.
Yeah. You're
not Jimmy
right.
Johnson. Who came after Jimmy Johnson?
I think the next step for Clemson.
Was it Butch? No, it wasn't Butch Davis, was it? No.
The short. He was short, coach.
He was short.
Dennis.
Dennis. What's his name?
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They ran his ass right out, and he was winning.
What is it like? Was it like Erickson or something?
Dennis Erickson. Yes.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
You're right. They did. He won a national championship, and they got
and
him
they ran his
the hell
ass
up out
right
of
the
there.
fuck out of there. He didn't get no.
And then I think they brought in Butch Davis. Was it? Did they bring in Butch Davis? Then? Yeah, you're absolutely right. So no, it doesn't all because Ed Orgeron was ran out of LSU. Like, was it?
Yeah,
even
but
like
Eddie
a year
couldn't
or two?
keep it in his pants.
He had that Sharon Moore DNA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, except he didn't run. He just sat there. Come get me, boys. I'm right here with no pants
Hey,
on.
but I feel like Ed got a better chance of running LSU than the other situation ever.
Yeah, but
Bro.
Dabo, I think is on a like. Remember the rants he had last year? I don't think he stays. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's gone.
And that man was under pressure though. He was under pressure, but I feel like he was talking to imaginary ghosts at the same time because he's like, it's like, man, like
that man was talking to the man.
He was
wanna let
answering
me
his
go.
own
Like,
questions.
he brought his own resume. Like his
was-
press conferences were gold last year.
That boy talked for 22 minutes to himself in the mirror, bro.
One reporter would
If they
ask
fire
him
me, I'm going somewhere else.
They give him an answer.
That's true, bro.
And he would
get
ask
a
a
job.
question.
He would get a job, bro.
and then respond to it before anybody else could like say it.
Hey, Dabo, it's just winning the games that you have no like business losing. You shouldn't have lost to Louisville. Like that still doesn't sit well with me. Like too many times that they just underachieved, and they're supposed to be the cream of the crop in the ACC, while all these other teams is just Miami has surged, SMU surging, Louisville surging. Like you know, all these other programs have like I want to say they've caught up based on what 2025 did, but it's just something special about Clemson. You know, I gotta take you, bro. I gotta take you, bro.
It's fine, but the only thing surging for Dabo was his blood pressure.
It's a little better this year now that you got a safety blanket with Morris.
Hey, we should do this again tomorrow if you guys are available. As I always like to say, there's no more victories in the sport that survive and advance. That's why college football is the greatest regular season. Until next time, you all take care. If y'all available, let me know. Yes, sir. Today I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir.